Hey, how's it going, guys? I think there's people here. Oh, there's 31 of you guys here. That's awesome. Oh, there's already some comments. How's the weather? Oh my gosh, it is hot out here. If anyone has been to Vegas, you guys already know it is ridiculously hot. What's up, Saiwan? Sawan. I don't actually know if I've ever said that correctly. Um, but yeah, it is very hot in Vegas. I definitely can't wait till it cools down. A few weeks ago, I did like the patio, put like chairs and a table out there, but I haven't actually sat there very much because it's so hot. What's up, guys? So win. Okay, gotcha. Hey, there's so many of you guys. That's awesome. That makes me so happy. Hey, thanks, Zach. How's it going, guys? Hey, what's good, David? It's going good. Definitely tired right now. Pretty exhausted. I've been doing Anki all day. Nervous for my upcoming med school interviews. Hey, congratulations! Getting an interview is awesome. Congrats. I have a random kind of like surprise video coming out this Friday, guys, where I talk a lot about medical school interviews and like my experiences and some tips. So that'll actually be coming out Friday. Hey. From Turkey? That's crazy. That's absolutely ridiculous. Um, wow. How have I been? I've been good. I've been good. How are you? MXB. Show us a triple backflip. I can show you a single backflip, but triple. I've done triple a couple times. I have a couple videos on my Instagram. Maybe I'll throw it into into one of my vlogs. But I've done triple a couple times. Um, I went to UNLV for undergrad in Vegas. Well, it isn't a surprise anymore. I know. I know. I was gonna like post about it tomorrow, saying the video is coming out. But I mean, someone mentioned interviews, so I just threw it out. How do you handle being overwhelmed? Currently, pretty terribly. I'm definitely feeling overwhelmed. I'm taking breaks, but I've definitely been kind of pushing a lot throughout this week. It's been pretty crazy. How's the air purifier working? I saw that you bought one in white. I love it. I love it. I haven't even had to like dust since I moved into this apartment. I moved in like 2 months ago. I love this air purifier. How's it going, man? What's up? Starting pharmacy school next week at UNC. Dude, congrats. Congrats. That is awesome. I've got a couple of friends in pharmacy school. That's awesome. Congrats. How is Abby doing? Abby's in the chat. So I'm sure she can tell you guys. She's doing good, but she's in the chat. So if you guys have any questions for Abs, you guys can ask them. She's lurking. I am 1 year in high school, just entered neuroscience. Yeah, that's awesome. Congrats. I wish I was that avid about science in high school. I didn't really get into it till college. How are you handling sleep? Actually, so last week I feel like I was getting like 5 to 6 hours of sleep. This week I've been prioritizing getting a lot more sleep. So I've been trying to go to bed early, even if I don't get done with everything I want to. Um, he has a study setup and a game. Yeah. So I'm at my study setup doing this live stream, and then you guys can kind of see back there is the gaming setup. That's like was my setup for a few years. And when I started medical school, I wanted to like separate myself from that and kind of have a place that was more dedicated. How was OChem at UNLV? It was good. I loved OChem at UNLV. I had a good experience. Experience with Make-A-Wish, amazing. Like really good foundation to volunteer with if you guys are interested in that. I highly recommend Make-A-Wish to become a wish granter. Someone asked if it's lazy to become a physician assistant rather than a doctor. It's not about laziness at all. Physician assistants are extremely important, and it's an awesome like career, especially if you want like a work-life balance. I highly recommend PA school over medical school if your goal is to kind of finish faster. Physician assistants great. I mean, they're really important and they're pretty autonomous. You know, they're becoming more autonomous. So it's not lazy at all, for sure. What apps do I take notes on? I use Notability to Casually said she'll throw a backflip because you know medical school. No, I mean, backflips are fine. The triple backflip, I can't do that one on the spot. It would take a minute to like warm up and maybe like a trampoline or something. What major do I suggest for easy admission to medical school? I mean, the major doesn't matter. I mean, if you want to like take the most relevant, I mean, you could take bio and you'll get some good experience. So, I mean, but you can do any major. Do one you like. That's like the biggest thing. Did they teach you guys about COVID? Yeah, we learned about COVID and stuff. And we've had panels with physicians in the area. So what apps do I use to stay organized? Okay, on my last vlog, a bunch of you guys were saying to start using Notion. And I will say, you'll see on this week's vlog, I've like completely integrated myself into Notion. Like I use it for everything now, at least for the last 3 days. I love Notion. So that's what I've been using to stay organized lately. What was my ACT score? Terrible. I don't even remember. I just know it was bad. I did terrible on the ACT. I don't think I studied for it. Are you still liking the ergo chair? Yes. This is what I'm sitting in right now. I love this thing. I mean, I'm sitting here studying hours a day. So the ergo chair is super, super nice. How'd you like studying kinesiology? I loved it. It had more of an emphasis on anatomy and physiology. So I think kinesiology was perfect for me. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. Purchase my mouse pad on Amazon. The link is actually in the description, or at least it should be. Let me know if it's not. But the link to my mouse pad's in the description below. I love this mouse pad. I'm starting UNLV. Do you recommend anesthesiology there? Well, anesthesiology, that's like a residency. You do that residency for anesthesiology. If you mean kinesiology, then yes. Do you have clubs that you do? We do. Yeah, we do volunteer work. We have clubs. I personally haven't really gotten too involved in clubs yet, just because I've been so focused on getting my, getting my routine, like studying down. I need 36 back tucks, 2 cartwheels, 4 front flips. I'm just glad you called it a tuck. Honestly, that's impressive. Like most people just don't call it a tuck. They call it a flip on the fly. Can you fail med school? And how bad would you? It's honestly hard. Like actually what people don't know is that it's actually pretty hard to fail med school. You can remediate after you fail exams. So like, for example, my school, you can either remediate an exam if you fail, or if you pass the final, I think they'll just kind of give it to you. But I think you have a maximum of there's like a max amount of failures. I don't know what it is. Hopefully I don't find out. Notion is free unless you need to do like the collaborative stuff on it, I guess. But apparently I heard it's free for students. I don't know. It doesn't like tell me to buy anything. So my understanding is that it's free unless you do collaborative workspaces. GRE score. I didn't take the GRE. I did the MCAT. Would you switch to a standing desk? Yeah. I mean, the standing desk is kind of like the best of both worlds. I would. I kind of already bought this one. So unless like I get one, like I don't know that I would go and buy one now since I've already kind of bought this desk and everything. But yeah, I would totally get it because I sometimes fall asleep just sitting here. How did I get my pre-made Anki cards? I get asked this a lot. I do need to make a video, or maybe I'll just throw it in this week's vlog. I just go to Reddit. I use Anking. It's called Anking, like Anki and King put together. You just download it. Am I taking medical humanities? What do you mean by medical humanities? Just out of curiosity, is that like kind of like medical school courses that are more related to other aspects? Just if you could specify. Do you prefer taking 1 year gap? I personally took a 1 year gap, but it was kind of accidental, but honestly, I do not regret it. Like it was a very relaxing year and I just relaxed a lot, did a lot of my hobbies, and kind of just played a lot of video games and did tricking and tumbling. It was nice to take a gap year personally. Especially if you're still like super young, like you definitely take a gap year. Can you please explain what happens in PBL sessions? Are you given a trigger, then you have to make yeah. So in PBL, problem-based learning, I get together with like 7 other classmates and we get like a case, and we kind of have to follow the case. And along the way, we're kind of like doing our differentials, kind of writing down like, the HPI, chief complaint, review systems, past medical history. And we're starting to like, we dive into like the sciences, and we have to like explain everything. So it's like each case is like a 6-hour long case split over 2 days. but we really dissect it. So pretty much it's like a case study with your classmates. If it's free, it's absolutely. If things are free, you take it. You just was the MCAT difficult? Yeah, well, honestly, the MCAT's like its own kind of beast. Like the style of the exam is what I think is difficult. It's like less about what you know and more about like how you know how to take it. So definitely more practice questions, more practice exams, like less studying random stuff. Do I only use Anki? No, I use Anki as like just a spaced repetition tool. They're pre-made Anki for OChem, not that I can think of. But I mean, there probably is. There absolutely is because people upload Anki decks all the time. I just don't. I haven't used one for OChem, or I didn't even use Anki back when I was taking OChem. What do you eat? Honestly, right now I eat out a lot just because I've been kind of just like boggled down with studying. My plan is to go grocery shopping this week and actually start meal prepping. I've just been bad about it. Is Abby your girlfriend? Of course. If you've watched the vlogs, you know who Abs is. Also, I know to call it back to yeah. Yeah, if you're a cheerleader or a tumbler and you called it a backflip, yeah, you get slapped. Yeah, I took a gap year. Would you say hospital volunteering would be an excuse? Oh, I don't know. That's the thing I don't know. I know the volunteer work stuff is hard for everyone right now because of COVID. I don't know much about it. I'm sure that they're going to give you guys a lot more leeway when it comes to that, especially if you can justify it on your application and especially during your interview. But yeah, it's a really tough situation. Like for everyone who's applying right now, definitely. PBL in our school is called SGD. What does that stand for? Do you pay for boards and beyond? Yes. Actually, our school bought a membership, and they gave it to all of us. So I think normally though you would pay for it, but my school kind of bought our whole class. I mean, you could say that they use tuition. I don't know, but yeah, I'd have to separately pay for it. How's cooking been? Like I just said, I need to cook more. I've been eating out a lot. Are you someone who understands concepts easily? Absolutely not. Not at all. I'm like the kind of person that needs like 3 takes to even understand a concept. It takes me forever, honestly. Like if I watch something or read something, I rarely ever understand it the first time. Was the mouse pad the Corsair one? No, there should have been a white one. I'll check the description after the stream and see if it was in there. It's like if you go on Amazon, look up white mouse pad, like you'll see it has like trees and stuff on it. How are you utilizing boards and beyond? So my school personally, they give us a punch list which tells us what boards and beyond videos to watch. So yeah, I get kind of lucky there. So I don't have to try to figure out what videos to watch. Honestly, it's tough. I mean, definitely go into the sections for what you're going to be learning in school, and they have all the videos listed. But my school personally gives us like a list. They're like, watch these videos, or at least they're like recommended videos. Tomorrow is my first MD interview. Congrats. Just relax. Just be yourself. Make friends with people. Try on your suit tonight. Don't wait till tomorrow. Be there early. Don't be late. Just biggest thing, relax. Turn the interview from a conversation from an interrogation into a conversation, and you're gonna be solid. How's being in a long distance relationship? Solid. Absolutely solid. Abs and I FaceTime like all the time. She's watching right now. And we'll probably get on FaceTime right after this, I assume. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to keep up with you guys. You guys are awesome. How are you doing mentally? I'm good. I mean, it's not bad. Like I interact with my class a lot. We talk a lot on like Slack, and I have a study group that I meet with. It's not bad. It's just tiring, if anything, right now. Just like a lot to retain. So mentally exhausting. SGED, small group discussion. We always have preceptors. Yeah, pretty much exactly it. Yep. That's pretty much exactly what it's like. Do you consider med school difficult? It's difficult, but it's not difficult for the reasons you might think. So it's difficult because there's a lot you have to do and a lot you have to learn, but nothing individually is like so abstract that you can't learn it. Like you can learn everything, like you can understand everything, but like you can't, it's really hard to actually like learn everything and get around to everything. So yeah, med school's going well. I bought your monitor. How long did it take? A couple, maybe like a couple weeks, maybe like a week or two. Yeah, I love this monitor. It's honestly super nice. Shouldn't I be studying? Probably. I've been studying since like 8 a.m. and I've had like 2 classes today. So I'm like chilling for like this live stream and then I'll jump right into it after this. Do you find a good balance using all the resources to study? I'm a resident now and reflecting on medical school, realized I was focusing on few only. So yeah, I'm currently in a position where I'm trying to figure out what resources I want to use right now, like Boards and Beyond, first aid, and then using Anki to like get that kind of spaced repetition is what I've been doing. And then I just started trying Pathoma this week, and then I'm going to start Sketchy tomorrow. So I've heard that that's kind of like the holy grail of resources, but if you have any recommendations, definitely let me know. How do I stay fit? Right? I do not feel fit right now. I need to start exercising like more. That's like my next priority. I've been like trying to get my study schedule and routine down, and then so I can add on extra things around it. How important do you think an undergrad education is? You have to get, in the States, you do have to get an undergrad for medical school. If you have an exam today, good luck. I'm surprised that you're sitting here on my live. You're going to do great, but maybe study while I'm talking, or maybe you're ready and you don't even have to study, but either way, good luck. You guys are going to kill it. How many hours a day do I study? It probably ranges from like 6 to 8. I mean, productively, there might be like 5 productive hours in there, but then there's like 6 to 8 attempted hours. How to speak English well? I mean, I grew up in the States, so I grew up on English. I actually don't speak any other languages. Specializing in the future, I'm definitely leaning towards emergency medicine, ER, pediatrics, or surgery. How do I stay motivated? The motivation in medical school is different than undergrad. When you're in medical school, you're like, oh, okay, now I'm going to be a doctor, but it's like, I just got to do all the right things. And I'll get there, versus I feel like in undergrad, it was like uncertain. How do you memorize all the things you've studied? With a lot of praying. It's multiple like takes on the same material. So I use different resources on the same material, spaced out. That way it's like multiple exposures, because there's no way I'm going to like memorize everything the first time. I just don't. I use my first run through it to like get the concepts, and then I use other resources. Do I use any study methods? I use Pomodoro. Absolutely. That's like kind of how I keep myself productive. My med school is pass-fail, which is super nice. I absolutely love it. How to deal with anxiety? Just biggest thing I think is just relax. Like just when you're in med school, like you are meant to be there and you're going to become a doctor. You just have to follow their guidance and follow the guidance of like the upperclassmen, and like know that it's actually really hard to fail out of medical school. It's something I don't think people know. So just relax. You're there. You're going to become a doctor. You just got to kind of grind it a little bit. Lots of love from Canada. Oh, Alex, thank you. Thank you. My dad actually lived in Canada for a while. He was a Canadian gymnast for a bit before he came to America. My stethoscope and blood pressure oh, nice. That's so cool. Honestly, that means you already know how to do more than I do, because I do not know how to listen. I have 2 stethoscopes and I haven't used either of them yet. So, Air Force Ones I don't own any Air Force Ones. I've got Vans. Medical dictionary. I don't really have a medical dictionary, but I use first aid. I mean, that's more like a medical school Bible, if you think about it. So yeah. How do you feel about step 1 pass fail? I personally, I like that it's becoming pass fail, only because I think it just kind of got blown out of proportions in terms of like determining what residencies people get. Because I don't think one exam is good enough to like tell someone what kind of doctor they're going to be. So in that sense, I like that it's pass fail. On the other hand, it's not good for the Caribbean or DO students. So in that sense, it's not a good thing, but hopefully it'll kind of push residency programs to look at other factors for determining residencies. Had my first day of scribing and I feel sad and overwhelmed. I'm determined not to quit. Yes. Okay. So people don't understand, like scribing sometimes is looked down as like, oh, you're just a scribe, but it is a hard job. And it's actually, I think, one of the hardest jobs when you first start. Like the learning curve in scribing is super hard. But once you get it down, you're gonna learn a lot. You're gonna use it as a med student. There's a lot of things from scribing that I look back on like as a medical student now, and I'm like, oh yeah, I learned that because I was a scribe. So it's worth it. Good luck pushing through it. You're gonna be fine. Favorite ice cream flavor? I love vanilla, but I love thrifty ice cream. If anyone knows what that is, I like the birthday cake and the pecan praline. I'm 19 and will finish MS1 and wow, that's amazing. I wish I was 19 and finishing my first year of med school. What's up, Jenna? What type of doctor do I want to be? Like I said earlier, pediatrics, oncology, emergency medicine, or surgery are like my top picks, but I'm very open to change. We'll see. Let's see. You started. Sorry, I'm trying to keep with the chat. You started an educational YouTube channel. I use Premiere Pro to edit my videos. So I don't know if that works for you. Some people like Final Cut and other things. Hey, thanks, Chris. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Do I play video games or watching a TV series? I play Overwatch as like my main video game. I also love Pokemon as well. That's pretty much what I watch. I watch other shows like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and a lot of the CW shows. And yeah, I got a 1590 on my SAT. Honestly, I don't remember what the range for scores in the SAT was. So you'll have to let me know if that's high or low or in the middle. How important are extracurriculars in high school? Honestly, I don't think they're really that important. Pretty much they're just looking at what you did in college. He didn't say chocolate, and that's it. I do like chocolate. Chocolate, what is it called? Is it called Mocha Crunch? Chocolate Malted Crunch from Thrifties is my favorite like chocolate ice cream. Do I need previous experience to be a scribe? Not really, honestly. They kind of take anyone who's just like in college and wants to become a doctor. It does help to have some anatomy experience, I would say, but honestly, you don't really need it. You'll learn on the job, honestly. Just quit my job as a scribe to start a master's. Oh, congrats. Yeah, it's definitely sad when you quit being a scribe. You don't think this will be like this when you start scribing, but when you're done scribing, you do miss it. And you're like, man, I just learned how to become a really good scribe. Just stopped Anki to hop on here. I also stopped Anki to hop on here. I've been doing Anki all day. Did you change your medicine before, or did you change your major before? I was pre-physical therapy before medicine, and then I just had a moment one day where I was like, no, this isn't what I want to do. Favorite Pokemon? I'm definitely like a Charizard stan, but I like Greninja, Turtwig, kind of my favorites. I mean, they're all great. There's a lot of great ones. It's out of 1,600. Oh, good job. 1,590 out of 1,600. That's amazing. Congrats. High school in China is hard. I bet. I don't know anything about China, but I bet. Yeah. Best method to study in med school? I don't know yet. I'm trying to figure that out. I haven't even come close. It usually takes a few months for students to really feel comfortable with what they're doing. Would I recommend a gaming chair as a primary? Yeah, I mean, they're super comfortable. Yeah, they've got good lumbar support. Hey, Victor's in here. What's up, Vic? Victor Sarmiento's in the chat, guys. He's a very old friend. We go all the way back to middle school. Very, very supportive of me throughout pretty much everything. Actually, he was probably the one who was like, he's like, don't be scared, go med. Don't be afraid of going pre-med. You got this, you'll do it. He was pretty much the one that gave me that last push, and he's in the chat right now. So say what's up to Victor, guys. You see, I can see Abs replying to Victor too. Everyone say what's up to Victor. He's an awesome guy, and he tumbles with me. He tricks with me. We learned how to trick and tumble together. Pretty much learned that we just grew up together. Pretty much learned how to do everything together. His girlfriend's in nursing school. Really awesome guy. Really, really awesome guy. You have more screens in that one room than my entire house. Yeah, I'd probably go a little bit overboard on the screens here. Worst pre-med class or orgo or physics? Definitely physics. Do I miss Abby yet? Of course, all the time. Is Anki effective? It's very good for repetition, like spaced repetition. Is it important what school you attend as a medical student? Honestly, no. You're gonna become a doctor no matter what. It's not really that important. Have I ever visited Arizona? I was actually born in Arizona. I was born in Phoenix, and I moved out of Phoenix when I was 7. So, yeah, I have been to Arizona. I lived there for a while. I don't remember anything about it, but nursing major here. I like seeing med school videos, had skills. Ooh, well, Michaela, that's awesome that you're a nursing major. That's awesome. Abby can probably get some advice for you because she'll be applying to nursing school pretty soon. Pre-vet, not pre-med. I mean, honestly, you take a lot of the same sciences. Any organic chemistry tips? I actually have a video on organic chemistry. It's on my YouTube channel. It's one of my first videos, but definitely like Khan Academy, go to lecture, watch lecture, read the book, practice questions. That's like the biggest thing for OChem. And then just make that your daily routine and you'll be solid. Where do I get practice board questions? I use Amboss, Boards and Beyond, Kaplan, kind of like those question banks. And I think Osmosis too. You're having your second year finals starting next week. Oh, congrats. Good luck. You're going to do great. Do you want to go to college? Do you go to college and med school? I want to be a cardiothoracic surgeon. Yes. In America, you will do college and then you'll do med school. Any advice for someone studying for the MCAT? Practice questions, review for maybe a month of review. Just get into practice questions as fast as you can. I'm serious, so fast. Where's Ab? She's in the chat. She's lurking. You'll see her. What type of music do you listen to? Honestly, everything. I'm working on my study playlist. Whenever I hear a song I like, I throw it in there. It's in the description. If you want to follow me on Spotify, there's not a lot of songs right now though, so don't hate on me because there's not a lot of music. But I've been slowly adding stuff into it what I come across while I'm studying. Where would you like to do residency? Personally, I want to practice in Vegas. I really like Vegas. I mean, I'm open to go anywhere else, but my school is also pretty in-state friendly and tries to keep us in state if they can. So probably a residency in Vegas. How hard is anatomy and physiology? Anatomy is pure memorization, and then physiology is just more understanding. But if you understand the anatomy, it's easier to understand the physiology. So it's not bad. It's interesting, especially if you want to be a doctor. Why did you choose MD? Honestly, just because I wanted a deeper level of understanding of a lot of these pathologies and whatnot that I felt like I would have only gone with MD. And plus I was, I'm young. I figured why not do this now? I'll thank myself later if I just kind of commit to the long investment, So I just want a deeper level of understanding. What's my rank in Overwatch? Oh, Vic. Kind of, gold, sometimes plat, sometimes, kind of depends. Marvel or DC, honestly, I like both. I don't think you have to fight. I think you can just enjoy both. I do from DC, my favorite's The Flash though, and from Marvel, my favorite's Iron Man. Definitely an Iron Man stan. Did I take biochem? I only took one semester of biochem, which is also why med school is a little bit difficult for me right now because it's a lot of biochem. Did I take endocrinology? I did not. It probably would have been nice, but I did not take endocrinology. Does it feel weird that you're the next Dr. Mike? That's a compliment. Dr. Mike's the GOAT, but that dude he's an awesome guy. Definitely. I've been watching Dr. Mike for years. I mean, he's just awesome videos. Does a good job of just taking the general public and giving them good, kind of digestible medical information. Really awesome guy. Definitely look up to him. Does having a girlfriend interfere with studying? Absolutely not. I mean, we have our own things that we have to do. She has school, I've got school, we support each other. So it's not like we distract each other from studying. Don't you miss the paper and pen feeling since you're always on I actually got paper on my iPad. So it feels like I'm writing on paper. So I definitely recommend that. I actually preferred kind of tech versus paper just because it's better for the environment and it's just easier to have more stuff in your iPad. Is it true that med schools are more likely to say no / reject out-of-state students? Depends on the school. If it's a state school, my school is more of a state school, public state-funded school, then yeah, they will be more kind of leaning towards in-state people. Toughest topic right now. Right now, I'm doing immunology and micro, and immuno is definitely pretty hard. Really, really hard. Hey, thank you. Thanks, Donna. I don't have a lot of songs in it, but I'm trying. I scribed for an orthopedic surgeon who went to Toro. Oh, awesome. Actually, that's Toro is where I thought I was going until I got like the last minute acceptance to UNLV. So that's awesome. I really thought I was going to Toro for like 5 months. How old am I? I just turned 24 last month. Any experience with vasovagal syncope? Me personally, no. I mean, I've seen patients. Would I ever play with my subs when I have downtime? Yeah, I'd play Overwatch with my subs. Victor, you're the one asking. Victor, you stopped playing Overwatch so long ago. But yeah, I would play. I mean, I have a Discord, so if anyone in there plays Overwatch, if you go to the description, I have Sean Study Sesh Discord. So if any of you guys are Overwatch players, go there and let me know. What topics are you focusing on in MS1? So this week, or for this exam, I have an exam next week, and it's immunology and microbiology. So both courses I did not take in undergrad. I'm taking AP Psych, AP. That's a lot of AP. Any tips? I honestly did not take any AP in college. I was not a school-minded person in college. I did not take. I was like, oh, AP. Nah, I'm gonna do theater and keep doing flips and stuff. Was not big on AP. But good luck. You'll be very happy in college when you kind of learned all those things and to a, at like a college level, you know. What exactly did you do as a medical scribe? You pretty much like in the ER, at least you follow like the physician around and you type all the charts. So like there's a new patient, you open a chart on him and the doctor's talking to him and you're pretty much typing everything in and organizing it. And the doctor just never has to touch the EMR or at least doesn't have to type all of the stuff in. How does it feel being the next Ali Abdal? Why does everyone say I'm the next someone? Ali Abdal, I definitely actually watch a lot because he's very tech savvy and he's very productivity minded. And I definitely want to be that type of person. So I do watch a lot of Ali Abdal, high key. So I now feel like since I use Notion, it reminds me of him. So yeah. Best study method, I'm trying to figure that out. My study methods changed like almost every other day. Victor, I love that you're asking questions, Vic. I'm so happy you're here. You're asking, how do I like the Apple ecosystem as a med student? I love it. I'm glad I switched to Apple. So I've been all like Windows and PC this whole time, and now I'm like on Apple, and I love it because everything's just so well integrated. I have my iPad, I have this, I have my phone. Everything just goes really perfectly between all of it. I love the Apple ecosystem. But maybe I'm just bougie. I don't know. I went to UNLV for college. Medical school interviews, they ask a lot of questions. I mean, a lot of questions just about yourself mainly. So just like know about yourself and what you put on your application. Just be ready to talk about yourself. That's the biggest thing. Be ready to talk about yourself. They might throw like a couple of ethics questions at you, but like maybe read up on ethics, but there's nothing you can really like in that sense. Like you can look at like boards and forums for like previous years and see if they posted any of the questions they were asked. But I mean, they're kind of random at the end of the day. Will artificial intelligence take over the healthcare profession? If anyone is at risk of getting taken out by AI, I would say it's radiologists. Yeah, I don't think it's going to take over like every profession, but I think I think AI will start to come into play in a lot of different professions. Again, definitely like radiology, especially. What is the reason for out-of-state students to be more likely to be? I don't know, honestly. Like, I don't know. They're state funded. I don't personally know. I just know that state funded schools are more in-state friendly. So definitely to keep that in mind. Hablas en español? Do you speak Spanish? I wish and I want to learn how to speak medical Spanish over the next few years. I wish I could speak Spanish. I've wanted to learn. I've just been like terrible. What's Abby's major? She's pre-nursing. She'll be applying for nursing school. He's going to be the first Sean Anderson. Hey, thank you. I don't really know what my style is. Like I'm a first year med student. I kind of just like post vlogs, interact with you guys. I don't really know what I'm gonna be or anything. Like I didn't even know like the fact that there's like 20,000 of you guys subscribed is like nuts to me. Like I remember posting videos and it was like just like a fun little thing I was doing. And now there's so many of you guys here and it's awesome. It's really awesome. Sean Anigans. You've come before. I've seen your name a few times. Like that is a awesome name. Are there international students at your med school? I'm pretty sure. I definitely think so. I'm pretty sure. Are there other YouTubers in your class? Not in my class. I think there's like a 4th year and a 3rd year that I think are YouTubers. How many schools did I apply to? I sent secondaries for like 35 schools. So I applied very broadly. I was like, well, I'm going to do this one time and I hope that's it. Is anatomy the main thing you study? No. Anatomy is like a component of what you study in your first year. So I have anatomy and I have a like medical sciences class where I do all like the biochemistry and stuff. Any tips for doing well in OChem? Definitely watch Khan Academy before every single lecture. Like watch the Khan Academy videos for that subject. I promise you're going to thank yourself. And then, watch the lecture, read your book, do practice questions. You'll be good. Sean, your time management skills are awesome. Again, you're on the right track. Oh, thanks, man. Really appreciate it. It might look like my time management skills are good, but I feel like they're not. It's definitely hard. I'm trying to get better at it. I feel like I've definitely progressively gotten better and I've gotten more productive in my study days. But I appreciate that. I'm definitely working on it. And once I figure out this whole time management thing, which I don't know when that'll be, I'll definitely, try to tell you guys everything I can and give advice if I can. But right now I'm still trying to figure it all out. How does residency work? It's schooling after med school. It's like specializing. That's where you learn how to be the kind of doctor like you're trying to be. Med school is more like general, and you kind of learn a little bit of everything and try to figure out what kind of doctor you want to be, and then you become that doctor in residency. Is having an iPad? Yes. Having an iPad has helped me become like significantly more efficient. It's just faster. I literally pull all my PowerPoints into it. I mark up the notes. So honestly, I have my textbooks in it, so I can just like write and annotate in the textbooks. It's a lot easier. What I like most about the first semester, honestly, just hanging out with my classmates. They're awesome. I look forward to that. Right now, it's just like overwhelming. So, yeah, you're going to be an MD. I'm going to be a MD at 22, currently in pre-med. 22, that's crazy. My good friend's sister graduated med school at 21, and I was like, geez, I'm starting med school like 3 years after. Where is Abby majoring at? She is at UNR. It's like 8 hours north of me. What did I do between high school and med school? Straight, just undergrad. Yeah. Do you need photographic memory? You don't need it. I wish. I wish I had photographic memory. That'd be nice. I think if we all had it, that would just make life so much easier. Did I get waitlisted for any interviews? No, I didn't get any interview waitlists. Like the ones I didn't get interviews for, I just straight up just didn't hear anything back or just heard something back at the end of the cycle, if anything. Is it possible to skip college and go straight from high school? Not in America. In America, you have to go to undergrad. Unfortunately, it would be nice to kind of just go right into med school. Is there a class rank in medical school? Some schools do class rank. My school doesn't. We just do pass fail, and that's honestly nice because it's less stressful. What's my favorite nerve? I don't know, the axillary nerve. I don't know. It's the first thing that comes to my mind. You were computerless for 3 years and you just got the iPad Pro, or you went iPad Pro and that's all you use. Yeah, I honestly highly recommend an iPad Pro. I don't know that I would have gotten one had my school not given them to us, but like I love that I have it. Even in undergrad, it would have been so nice to have an iPad Pro, honestly. What is your state? What if your state does not have a medical school? In your opinion, how would that impact admission? Well, most states have medical schools. I don't know if there's a specific one that doesn't, but you should still be able to get into one. Or like DO schools are like mostly, private, so they do all of them. But you'll still get into one. It's just harder. It's just more like they're just more in-state friendly. Would you say that the extracurricular stuff prior to applying for MD is really more to develop a personality? Yeah, everything you do for extracurricular before you go to MD school or DO school, like do it for yourself. Don't just do it for your application, because You need to develop personality and have like your own personal life and like interests. Like, so if you're not liking the extracurriculars you're doing, don't do them. Absolutely. Good question, Vic. Can I join med school after I'm done with nursing? You can, yeah. You just have to do the pre-med requirements. How do I avoid burnout? I don't know yet. I haven't gotten burnt out yet, I would say, but I don't really know how to avoid it quite yet because I haven't gotten there. Don't forget, guys, I'm only 6 weeks in, so I haven't done a whole lot. Just trying to read. Any advice for high schoolers? If you're in high school, and you want to go to med school, that's great. That's perfect. I'm glad that you already know that because I didn't know that when I was in high school. But really focus on just enjoying yourself and enjoying your youth. Don't worry too much right now if you're in high school. Just enjoy yourself. You're going to get into med school one day, but you don't need to sacrifice your youth for it. Just enjoy yourself. What school do I go to? I go to UNLV. I wouldn't worry about age because recently med school grads. Yeah, I've got a couple guys in their 30s in my class. Don't worry about age, guys. If you want to become a doctor, just become a doctor. Don't worry about how old you are. You're going to be fine. Besides UNLV, what other med schools accepted you? I got, Toro, Rocky Vista, Western University in Oregon, Des Moines in Iowa. Does Las Vegas accept a lot of out of state? Honestly, no. We're very in-state friendly. I think we might have some out-of-state people in my class, but we're way more in-state friendly. Do I recommend St. George University? St. George is more for either last choice, or if you kind of have low stats but really want to kind of start med school now, then yeah, go Caribbean. But it's definitely. It's just kind of like DO. It's definitely gonna be tougher for you. There's high attrition rates and everything too. So just make sure you're kind of doing your research before going Caribbean. I'm not saying don't go Caribbean, but just do some research and make sure that's the right option for you right now. Favorite part of med school, honestly, just learning all this relevant stuff. In undergrad, you just learn a lot about everything. You don't really know where the relevance is, but in medical school, there's a lot of pathology. So everything you learn has some sort of disease process. So it's probably my favorite thing. If you can't get into DO or MD school, do I recommend international? Yeah. If that's your next option and you want to become a physician, absolutely go international. Absolutely. What made me choose MD over DO? Well, I went to UNLV for undergrad, so it was nice to just continue for med school here. And plus, the tuition was over half the amount as the DO school that I was previously going to go to. So that was a huge factor. My major was kinesiology. New to the channel, love the positivity. Hey, thanks. Thank you so much. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate it. Nice to see the human side of medicine. That's kind of what I try to do on this channel. I'm not trying to trick you guys and make you guys think I have my life together because I hikey don't at all. I don't really know what I'm doing most of the time, and every single time I think I know what I'm doing, I probably don't. And so that's the whole point of my channel, and me vlogging every little aspect about my experiences because I just want to show you guys an honest look at what it's like for me. So that's the whole point here. So I appreciate that. Really do. About tumbling, what are you thinking about when you're actually tumbling? Are you thinking about body movement? Tumbling is a lot of muscle memory. You can think because your body's kind of doing it for you, but it's more you're very focused on the current trick at hand. And so it's kind of nice because you're not thinking a whole lot, honestly. Tricking and tumbling is definitely a very awesome feeling. I highly recommend it. Is that be done with undergrad? She's in undergrad. Appreciate the positivity. Thank you, Nathaniel. Again, like I said, it doesn't help to not be positive. I'm stressed. I'm tired all the time. I'm trying to learn a lot, but it doesn't really help to be negative or what I mean, complain. I'm just pushing through it we all do. We're all gonna have struggles in life, and we just keep pushing through it. So I appreciate the positivity, you guys. Really appreciate it. When am I planning to start preparing for USMLE? Well, what's nice is my school does board style questions. So all of our exam questions are from the USMLE and BME question kind of resources. or like they're from NBME. So it's kind of like I get to study for STEP while studying for school. And then it'll just kind of be a little bit easier when I get to that point, like for dedicated. And I'm doing Anki at like my longitudinal studying. So I don't like kind of get on that forgetting curve. So that's kind of how I'm slightly preparing for STEP, but I'm not in dedicated yet by any means. Let's see. Am I familiar with podiatry? Yeah, I think podiatry is great. If you want to be a podiatrist, absolutely. Do it. I think so. Dr. Hotchkiss, him and I are good buddies. He's a podiatrist, so I would definitely check him out. And if you have any questions about podiatry, he would be a good resource. Thoughts on being a doctor for the money? You don't want to become a doctor for the money. If you want to make money, you do like anything other than medicine, because it takes a long time to make any money. So don't become a doctor for the money. Do it because that's all you see yourself doing. You know. Do you think being yourself is more important than learning social skills? I think that you should learn social skills as part of your self-development and growth, if that makes any sense. That's why in your undergrad, focus on, talking to people, doing things you enjoy, practicing these social skills, because it's really hard to teach social skills. It's kind of something that gets integrated into you as you grow and you develop. But you will have to learn good ones. You'll be learning like patient-specific social skills when you're in medicine, but definitely work on social skills, just throughout your entire life, and especially in undergrad before med school. Do they ask you why you want to be an MD instead of a DO? Honestly, not in MD interviews, but during DO interviews, they did ask why I want to be a DO instead of MD. So be prepared for that one. What was my MCAT score? My MCAT was a 507, so I don't think it had a big impact on my application. I think the rest of my application helped because 507 was, for my school, more on the low end for sure. What if I answered that earlier. If your state should have a med school. I'm pretty sure most of them do, but if they don't, you can still get into med school. Not every school is like only in-state friendly. In fact, use the AAMC MSAR, that I think it's just called the MSAR. I forgot what it stands for. And look to see what schools there are not like biased towards in-state. You can see like the average accepted, like who gets in, where they're from. We're not doing any cadavers. No, I know you said you thread your eyebrows. Have you had them? Have you had them? I have not got my eyebrows threaded in like a few weeks. Definitely should soon. Maybe like next weekend or something. Trying to adapt to online college. I agree. Online classes are tough, and it's like a lot of navigating. So I feel it. I'm doing like med school almost completely online. So it's definitely tough. Oh shoot! If you're in Texas, be safe. Be safe. We don't have to deal with hurricanes here, but I know you guys have to do them here. My sister is actually in Texas as well. She's in Austin though, so I don't know if she'll be affected. I don't really know how big it is, but yeah, stay safe. What type of surgeon? Probably some sort of ortho, cardiothoracic, maybe even general. I don't know. I haven't gotten to cut into anyone besides some cadavers, but just the idea of surgery sounds really nice. Did I ever want to become a cop? Personally, no. I mean, that's just personally, I just never had like kind of the idea of doing that. Do you think having and doing work related to personal training? Yeah, I mean, especially for personal training helps with anatomy, and you had to learn anatomy. I know some personal training certifications require that. So when Abs is done with her undergrad, so she'll be doing nursing. So she's in pre-nursing, and then she has applied for nursing, in which you get your bachelor's in nursing. So that's what she'll be doing for her undergrad. And then when she finishes that, she'll be a nurse. You're 19 and going into your second year of medical school. Congrats. That's awesome. I'm jealous. Everyone who's like under like 24, like I'm so jealous of. Any study tips? Not yet. Pomodoro. That's pretty much all I've got right now, is just keep just cycling through, take breaks. I take breaks whenever I feel like I need one, really. I do Pomodoro, but then if I'm like really tired, like if my brain is fried, I take breaks. Like you have to. How do I deal with anxiety? Vic, asking all the real questions. So I answered it earlier. I get anxious a little bit, like not like, I wouldn't say like anxiety, but I get anxious, right? Because I have exams, I have to do well. But again, when you're in medical school, it's a very different feeling. You're like, oh, I'm going to become a doctor. There's, I don't have to try to get into medical school anymore. I'm going to become a doctor. And so the motivation is different. And so it's definitely different. So that I think helps a lot, is you're really not like, oh, I'm going to fail out of medical school. Because it's actually really hard to fail out of medical school. That's what they kind of like instill in you in like day one. It's really hard to fail out. So that kind of helps keep you kind of a little bit sane and kind of, relaxed. How many DO schools was I accepted to? I got accepted to 4 or 5 DO schools. What Grey's Anatomy character would you be? I honestly haven't watched Grey's Anatomy. I'm sorry. I watched The Good Doctor and House. That's it. Are you close with AT still? I mean, that's the next state over, but I don't really know much about AT still, honestly. I love physics, but I don't love physics. You know what I mean? I completely know what you mean. I like physics. I like understanding physics, but I didn't like having to do physics, like the math and everything. Completely agree. Are these about an hour long each week? Yeah, I think the live streams are about an hour long. I feel like it's fair. How come you always skip my questions? Oh, Lee, I didn't see it. Ask me again, Ali. Was undergrad hard? Honestly, undergrad was relaxing, if anything. I mean, it's hard. It has its hard moments, but in the grand scheme of undergrad, you have a lot of free time and you can socialize a lot. So undergrad was the time of my life. Now that I'm looking back in med school, I'm like, man, I took it for granted. Are you happy with the choice of going to medicine? Absolutely. I'm super stoked. I just looked in Delaware, does not have a medical school. So what do you recommend for him? I mean, definitely look at the neighboring states. Some schools will do neighboring states. So even though you don't have a state residency, you definitely you'll have like a same chance as someone in that state because you're a neighboring. So definitely try that and see. Like Toro in my hometown, they get a lot of California, or I would just check the MSAR on AAMC's website. That'll give you a really good idea of like how in-state friendly certain schools are. How do I organize my time? I usually kind of just have like a set like goal list for the day, and then I kind of just go for it and then see what I can get done. So it's not really too organized, but I usually say like, okay, I'm going to try to get these things done. And then I figure out kind of like how long it's going to take while I'm doing it. And then I might have to push things over to the next day, or I might get done. I don't know. What specialty do you want to go into? Okay, so like I said, pediatrics is very high on my list, or like some sort of like pediatric ER, pediatric oncology. Oncology is high up on my list. Emergency medicine is high up on my list. And some sort of surgery. I don't know. I haven't really gotten much experience with surgeries at all, but definitely high up there. You should check out Fearless Motivation. Yeah, I'll check it out. Definitely. It's a YouTube channel. Do a lot of med schools ask for math classes like both stats and calculus? Honestly, I didn't take stats and calculus, so it kind of depends on the school. Again, if you are at all curious about what the school is going to require that you're applying to, go to the MSAR, the MSAR on AMC, and go and look, or at least go and look on like their website. They have like all their websites will have the prerequisites, so definitely go check those out to see, because they're very like school specific. So like it's hard to say, do you need to take these classes? Because you have like a general ones you have to take, but then specific ones like calculus aren't across the board for every school. Good Doctor is amazing. I love The Good Doctor. Such a good show. How many Anki did you do? Okay, so basically I was really bad with Anki. Today, like over the past 2 days, I kind of binged on my boards and beyond and didn't like do the Anki cards because I was afraid of not getting through the content fast enough. So I basically spent about from like 8 a.m. to like 4 doing only Anki, and I did about 2,000 cards today, which is not normal. Don't do 2,000. Like you're not going to do 2,000 cards, but I definitely just didn't do Anki correctly this week and just had to like kind of make up for it by just binging Anki today. Is the med school content harder? It's not. It's really not harder than undergrad. It's just there's just more of it. There's just a lot of it. Did you do well in calculus? I never took calculus. I failed pre-calc. So I never took calculus, but I failed pre-calc, so I don't think I would have done well in calculus. I honestly don't watch a lot of football, high key. I'm sorry. Besides Nevada, is there any other state you wanted to go? I would have gone to like Utah or like California, like any of my neighboring states for sure. I think Cali would have been cool. Like I applied for Kaiser, but obviously Kaiser was super competitive since this is their inaugural class. So that would have been sick. I'm very happy to be at UNLV though, but I definitely was kind of like, I had fingers crossed just in case like I wanted to be in California because I just think it would have been cool to spend 4 years in Cali. It's pretty cute that you and Abby are both going to I think it's awesome. And she wanted to become a nurse before we even started dating. So I had no influence on her decision to go into the health field at all. Why do you think physics is a requirement? I don't know. I mean, maybe I do know. There's a lot of physics in like physiology. Like you have to understand certain physics principles, to understand certain processes. And it's like just a different way of learning. I don't like, in that sense, you kind of understand, you kind of have to learn physics. I mean, you don't have to learn like friction and stuff, but 2,000 cards, holy moly, do you make your own cards? No, I use Anki from Reddit. I use Anki. Do you know if med schools take AP credits? A lot of schools prefer that you take the credits in undergrad, like not AP. I mean, some schools might take AP, but a lot of schools want you to just do the courses in undergrad rather than just substituting with the high school AP. That's the thing they don't tell you when they tell you to take AP in high school. You don't learn that. Let's see. I haven't taken Soc for the MCAT, but I already fulfilled the in-person requirement. I didn't take Soc. I took Soc, but I didn't learn anything. You could honestly learn Soc on your own before the MCAT. Just like do the pre-med 28 cards, I think is the deck, or the ortho 528 cards, whichever one goes with the Khan Academy module, and you'll learn the sociology stuff just fine. Can you do well in the MCAT if you're studying for only 1 to 2 months? It's definitely harder, but I mean, 2 months, just jump right into practice questions, if anything, especially if you had a good basis in undergrad. Is it important to have leadership positions? I think so. I think if you're going to be a doctor, I think like you're going to be a leader, right? Like the doctors are kind of like the leaders in their fields. And so it is important to be a good leader and to have good characteristics of a good leader. So if you can become a leader, or at least take some sort of leadership position, then I definitely recommend it. Victor's asking NHL thoughts. I mean, you already know Golden Knights, Vegas. Like Victor knows that. Victor's a huge Golden Knights fan. So if anyone here watches hockey, you guys can hash it out with Victor in the chat. 2,000 is too much. It is. I don't want to do 2,000 cards a day, but I messed up, didn't do it right. I explained it in my vlog this week. 700 is like the highest I ever want to do in a day, or would be willing to. I just kind of had to catch up today. Are you prepared to be cripplingly depressed by third year? Maybe. I don't know. Like, I'm ready to be in third year, but I'm going to try to maintain a positive attitude. Are you when did you start studying for the MCAT? Like 6 months before. Someone said do a backflip. Oh, geez. I'll do like if enough people in the chat say to do a backflip, I'll do a backflip. But how are you able to get a job as a medical scribe? I just applied for Scribe America and just like, it was fine. I mean, if Scribe America is not hiring right now, just keep applying to them or apply to like some other companies. I know there's a few other ones. What made pre-med? Oh, the chat's, it's moving too fast. Oh, it's because everyone's saying to do a backflip. I was like, why is the chat just like flying right now? Okay. I'll do a backflip on stream, but like someone needs to like film it and like post it on Instagram stories so I can like see it. Like I'm kind of curious. I'll move the carpet just because I should be safe. But if someone's like watching this and you're like on Instagram, like definitely get a copy for this because a live stream backflip might be kind of epic. Everyone's like, don't hurt yourself. Here, I'll move the rug. Ugh. All right. We put the rug here because safety first. I'm probably gonna do this. Okay. Ugh. All right, you guys better have the cameras open. I should probably be filming this for my vlog, but it's cool. Ooh. All right, ready? We're going. That was kind of clean. I didn't really stick it because I was kind of afraid. But all right, but this is gonna be like yeah, don't do this. I'll do one more time to hopefully like go for a stick. Okay, that one was a lot cleaner. Definitely a lot cleaner. Okay, I can't really see the chat, but oh, thanks guys. Now I gotta move the carpet, but that was the backflip. Yeah, don't do this at home. Big disclaimer. Thank you, Victor. Someone needs to tell Victor to do it too. When's the best time? Definitely towards like winters. I think is an amazing time to apply for scribing, but I think all year they're kind of hiring. But don't forget with COVID, it might be like a little bit more difficult right now. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, study habits, like they develop over time. It's hard. There's a grind. Like it's definitely a process. Why doesn't Abby want to be a doc? She wants to be a nurse. She had a good experience with nursing. And so she wants, I think nursing's great. She wants to be a nurse. It's awesome. My knees will explode. What does a scribe do? Well, scribes, we do all the charting for the physicians while we're working with them. Things are good in Nevada, I think. I see you as Dr. Melendez from, oh, dude, Dr. Melendez, he's actually the character that made me think, you know, I want to be an attending one day. Like, I want to have a team. Yeah, I like Dr. Melendez is one of my favorite characters. Do I think with the busy schedule, I'll be able to keep making more videos? It's tough, you know. I know that the beginning of school is really hard, especially because, you know, we're trying to figure out our study habits. I'm trying to maintain these weekly, you know, vlogs, and I like doing the live streams. So I'm doing my best, but I got to focus on school and then, you know, just kind of do what I can to bring you guys along with me. So it's definitely hard. I mean, it's very, very busy schedule. Abby should make a YouTube channel of her nursing journey. I'd watch it. I've told her a few times. I think she's starting to lean towards it. Victor says, my BB is in this chat squad. Oh, so, okay. So Victor's Victor, who I told you guys about, my good childhood friend, he's in the chat, and his girlfriend just joined as well. And she's pre-nursing. So everyone say hi to Angel if you guys can say that in the chat. She just started nursing school. Angel just started nursing school. So wish her luck. She's going to do great. She's going to be a great nurse. Yeah, I completely agree. As an internal medicine intern, I know how hard it can be. But thank you so much. Thank you, Will. I really appreciate it. Congrats on being in your intern year. That's awesome. Do I plan on owning a private practice? It kind of depends, you know, what I end up getting into. It really depends. I don't know what I'm going to end up doing. But if I end up doing something outpatient, I could definitely see myself wanting to do, like, open my own practice. Are classes online? Yeah, except for one. I have one in-person class, but the rest is online. Everyone's saying hi to Angel. What's up, Angel? I hope nursing school's good, Angel. Do you study Anki pre-made? Yes. I study Anking, whatever you call it. It's on Reddit. Like literally, if you look up Anking on Reddit, you'll find it. It's kind of like this like consolidated med school Anki. It's become like a big deal lately, and I can see why. You and Violin MD need to collab. I don't even know if she's a very big doctor YouTuber. I don't know if that will happen, or at least anytime soon. But yeah, I like Violin MD a lot. How long does it take to be a trauma surgeon? A while. You got to go through med school, residency. My understanding is I'm pretty sure you do a general surgery residency and then you go into trauma surge, but someone else would have to confirm that in the chat. If I one day go to a hospital in Las Vegas, that'd be cool. If you end up in Vegas, let me know. Have I ever thought about anesthesiology? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I could see myself maybe doing it. We'll see when I get to rotate one day. Did I take biochem? I took biochem 1, so I only took like half a year. Was it hard in the MCAT? Not really. Honestly, if you just like learn amino acids, you'll do like fine in biochem. Did you ever consider being an EMT? Yeah, but I was pre-physical therapy for a while, so I ended up not doing EMT, and then I switched to pre-med. But like, if you're an EMT like straight into college and you work as an EMT, then totally good idea. Collab with Dr. Mike. That would be. I don't think Dr. Mike is collabing with us first year med student YouTubers. I mean, I'm not saying he would never, but he's probably the biggest medical person on YouTube, biggest like doctor on YouTube. So I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. Oh man. Victor's asking, would we go to a music festival with him and Angel? Absolutely. Absolutely. Beautiful backflip. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, do a good MCAT. Okay, actually, I see another question. What do you recommend for A and P to get the left and right directions of bone straight? That's tough. I mean, with the bones, you really need to look at it from all perspectives. Like when you're first studying the bones, and then understand like what it would look like understand every single time you look at a bone, orient yourself. So always start oriented, right? Start with your anatomical position. And then as you're rotating the bone, like say you're using like virtual anatomy, or say you're just using like an actual model, like you need to every single time you move the bone, you need to imagine, or at least say out loud, what orientation are you moving that bone into? And it helps. And if you understand certain processes, like the radial tuberosity, is going to be more anterior. So if you can identify certain like processes, that helps a lot. So that's really the thing, is just study them from the different directions, but make sure you're oriented every single time you study it. I can see myself doing gen surge, absolutely. Who is your dream collab? Honestly, anyone. I think it'd be cool. Like the fact that I'm even like a med school YouTuber like person like is crazy to me. So I would collab with absolutely anyone. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I see collab with Kevin Jubal. Well, maybe we might. We'll see. High school GPA, I got like a 3.3. Maybe. I didn't do that well in undergrad. Are you more interested in peds, in primary care or peds? Probably peds specialty, probably like emergency medicine. Dr. Hodgkiss is here. What's up, my man? Someone was asking about podiatry or like for an ankle surgery earlier. So if you're still in the chat, definitely ask Dr. Hodgkiss. Who is my favorite non-medical school YouTuber? Probably Mr. Beast. Like good vibe, good person, does amazing things. But I do need to hop off. It is like 10 after 6. And I do have to hop off and get back to studying. I still have a few hours worth of studying today. But I do appreciate you guys tuning in for this live stream. It means a lot to me that you guys come here every week, because I look forward to doing this every single week. But yeah, I had a vlog come out last Sunday, so definitely check that out if you haven't. I have an interview video coming out this Friday for anyone who needs interview advice. Friday morning at 8 a.m. I have an interview video coming out. So, and then I'll have a vlog coming out on Sunday. So I do appreciate you guys coming here. It's always a lot of fun to interact with you and answer questions real time. I get a lot of questions, like comments on my videos, but it's always hard to get to like every single one all the time. But it's really nice to be able to do this, live. So I really appreciate it. I look forward to this like every single week now. So yeah, I definitely will see you guys next Wednesday, and that'll be exam week. So it'll be like 2 days before my exam. So if I look tired, that's why. But yeah, thank you guys for coming out. I'm going to say bye. I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for joining today.